Okay, episode 6, page 19. When we left episode 5, Beowulf and the Geats are outside of Heorot. Wulfgar has just gone to Hrothgar and said, "You need to listen to this guy. He's kind of the real deal." Here we go, page 19. The Danes' high prince and protector answered, "I knew Beowulf as a boy. His father was Ecgtheow, who was given Hrethel's one daughter, Hrethel, Higlac's father. Now, Ecgtheow's brave son is here, come visiting a friendly king. And I've heard that when seamen came, bringing their gifts and presents to the Geats, they wrestled and ran together. And Higlac's young prince showed them a mighty battle grip, hands that moved with 30 men's strength and courage to match. Our holy father has sent him as a sign of his grace, a mark of his favor, to help us defeat Grendel and end that terror. I shall greet him with treasures, gifts to reward his courage in coming to us. Quickly, order them all to come to me together, Beowulf and his band of Geats, and tell them, too, how welcome we will make them." So, Hrothgar reveals that he actually knew Beowulf's father, Ecgtheow, as a boy. He's heard great stories. Not only does he know firsthand about Ecgtheow, Beowulf's father, but he's heard stories of Beowulf's strength. Actually, Hrothgar says, "I think that Beowulf may be a gift from God." He has sent Beowulf to the Danes to save us. So, in the same breath, he says that God has sent Beowulf, which is a Christian belief, but that it is his fate or destiny, which is a pagan belief. So there is your contrast of religion, Christianity versus paganism. Quick refresher point, Beowulf is a Geat. He's trying to save the Danes. Hrothgar is a Dane. It gets confusing a little bit as we continue to move forward. Hrothgar then says that I'm going to have a reception. I'm going to spoil him with treasures, which will kind of reward him for even taking the chance or the courage to come and try and save us. But so he knows that I really need his help and that we will be able to aptly reward him. Hrothgar talks about how he knows of Beowulf's noble birth. Again, you can put this under one of the characteristics and conventions, as in genealogies or catalogs given, or the fact that Beowulf is famous. Okay, so that first characteristic or convention being that the hero is known across lands, Beowulf is that person. So, picking up on line 389. Then Wulfgar went to the door and addressed the waiting seafarers with soldiers' words. "My lord, the great king of the Danes, commands me to tell you that he knows of your noble birth, and that having come to him from over the open sea, you have come bravely and are welcome. Now go to him as you are, in your armor and helmets, but leave your battle shields here and your spears. Let them lie waiting for the promise your words may make." So, Wulfgar goes out and says, Hrothgar knows who you are, he wants to talk to you, but just do me a favor and leave all your weapons outside. Remember, this is a warring culture, and they still don't fully trust each other, but they trust each other enough so that Beowulf has the chance to actually sit and meet with Hrothgar. Beowulf arose, with his men around him, ordering a few to remain with their weapons, leading the others quickly along under Heorot's steep roof into Hrothgar's presence. Standing on that prince's own hearth, helmeted, the silvery metal of his mail shirt gleaming with a smith's high art, he greeted the Danes' great lord. "Hail, Hrothgar! Hygelac is my cousin and my king. The days of my youth have been filled with glory. Now, Grendel's name has echoed in our lands. Sailors have brought us stories of Heorot, the best of all mead halls, deserted and useless when the moon hangs in skies the sun had lit, light and life fleeing together. My people have said, the wisest, most knowing, and best of them, that my duty was to go to the Danes' great king. They have seen my strength for themselves, have watched me rise from the darkness of war, dripping with my enemy's blood. I drove 5 great giants into chains, chased all of that race from the earth. I swam in the blackness of night, hunting monsters out of the ocean and killing them one by one. Death was my errand, and the fate they had earned. Now, Grendel and I are called together, and I've come. Grant me, then, Lord and Protector of this noble place, a single request. I have come so far, O shelterer of warriors, and your people's loved friend, that this one favor you should not refuse me, that I, alone and with the help of my men, may purge all evil from this hall. So that's a pretty heavy statement from Beowulf. So on your characteristics and conventions, you could categorize this introductory speech as one of the long extended formal speeches. It gives us a lot of background information into Beowulf. We basically get his resume, kind of his objective. I've heard of Hera. I'm here to purge your halls of evil. I will be here to defeat Grendel. My past accomplishments, glory from far and wide. People know who I am. My elders have sent me. I'm kind of have really good recommendations. In my past, I've been successful in battle, so much so that I've been dripping with my enemy's blood. I've killed monsters and giants. Remember, monsters, giants, all of those evil beings are all descendants of Cain. So basically what Beowulf is saying is that I have experience with people like monsters like Grendel, okay? He's really kind of having a really good first interview for this job. But he does say that he feels like it is his duty and that he feels like he is prepared to kill Grendel, but also understands that there are consequences that come with that. So he's going to ask them for one favor. And it's an interesting kind of favor that he asks. Okay, picking up on page 21. I have heard, too, that this monster's scorn of men is so great that he needs no weapons and fears none. Nor will I. My lord Higelac might think less of me if I let my sword go where my feet were afraid to. If I hid behind some broad linden shield, my hands alone shall fight for me, struggle for life against the monster. God must decide who will be given to death's cold grip. Grendel's plan, I think, will be what it was before, to invade this hall and gorge his belly with our bodies, if he can. And I think, if my time will have come, there'll be nothing to mourn over, no corpse to prepare for its grave. Grendel will carry our bloody flesh to the moors, crunch on our bones, and smear torn scraps of our skin on the walls of his den. No, I expect no Danes will fret about sewing our shrouds if he wins. And if death does take me, send the hammer and mail of my armor to Higelac, return the inheritance I had from Hrethel, and he from Wyland. Fate will unwind as it must. So, Beowulf's one request is that the Geats are the only ones to fight Grendel. Basically, they don't want any help from the Danes. This has a lot to do with their pride, which is a part of their identity. So you can fill that out on the theme tracker under identity. They believe that they've been sent here. This is their responsibility, that they should handle it. Beowulf also says, well, I hear that Grendel fights alone or doesn't fight with any weapons. I, too, will fight with any weapons. I will use my bare hands because that's only fair. So, in so many words, this is either really stupid or really confident. Another aspect of his identity. Another idea that this is a superhuman feat. One of those characteristics and conventions. There isn't a human in Denmark that can defeat Grendel. And now this guy comes, says, not only am I going to defeat Grendel, I'm going to do it alone with just my guys, and I'm going to do it barehanded. Completely superhuman strength. Okay? Again, we talked a little bit about that Beowulf is prepared to die. This is a characteristic of an epic hero. And that he requests that Hrothgar returns his armor and his weapons, if he is to be killed, back to his people. This signifies the fact that Beowulf will be a really great leader. He knows the importance of heirlooms, of rewarding his people, of kind of passing down his legacy to other people, and that his belongings should belong with his own family. Okay, this will be really beneficial in the future, or this idea, this aspect of who Beowulf is. And then finally, Beowulf says that God will determine the outcome. I really have no control over this. God, the Lord, will determine if Grendel wins or if I win.